Hey guys, what's going on? It's been a minute. Oh my goodness, I have been neglectful, but somewhat strategically neglectful on doing my videos. Hey, what's going on, Leroy? How are you? Um, it's been a minute. I didn't realize, and this is testimony to the fact that when you love what you're doing, you lose all track of time. You really lose all track of time. And so it has been 3 days since I have done a video. Hey Donovan, how are you, boo-boo? It's been 3 days, and I can't remember the last time I went 3 freaking days without being on to say hey to y'all and to share our 30 books in 30 weeks. And we're on week 20, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm halfway through the week. It's Thursday, and the last time I did a video was on Sunday when I introduced the book. So I apologize in advance, but the message tonight is really good. So hang in there with me as you're coming in. Please share the video out. Invite some other folks in to the conversation with us. Hey Ed, how are you? Invite some folks in. For those of y'all who don't know who I am, my name is Marci Batiste. I'm America's #1 reality-based success and recovery trainer. I am known for a couple of things. I always live life on Mars, and I'm sold out to my happiness. And my favorite thing in the whole wide world is to help other women shine, to help them discover and embrace their star power. Like, my whole goal is to be the spark that ignites the light for somebody else. And I've shared with you guys a number of times before that, you know, in my coaching business and that sort of thing, one of the things that I feel so strongly about, and that is survival is responsibility. And so not just survival from a domestic violence standpoint, which y'all know that is where my heart is with domestic violence victims, survivors, and their families. But, you know, truly going back and helping someone else along, igniting that light, just to let somebody else know that it's possible. Better is possible. Different is possible. Anything is possible. And that's really what I've been concentrating a lot of my effort on for the last 3 days. I have literally been in my office in front of my computer for, I think, about only maybe to get away to sleep. I've been in front of a computer screen for probably close to 72 hours. And of course, I mean, I sleep, shower, that kind of stuff, brush my teeth. I did brush my teeth. But it's testimony. So when you do something that you love and your heart is 100% in it, and you're passionate about, and you fully believe, like you are sold out to that thing, it doesn't feel like work. Time flies. Like last night, for instance, I think I went to bed, well, this morning about 3:30 in the morning, and just real quick story. I remember telling myself, I was sitting at the computer and I'm working on the new website for the new business, and the new branding and all that kind of stuff, and it's in preparation for this huge project, and I need to be positioned just right and all this stuff, right? So I'm excited about what's going on. I know that this is going to change women's lives. I'm geeked up, I'm pumped up, and I love the creative aspect of it. I love the creative side of my work. And I remember looking at the clock on my computer and saying, you know what, girl, it's 3:30. Like, you need to go to bed. Like, I had to make myself shut down the computer and go to bed. And then I woke back up about 6 o'clock and made a pot of coffee, worked for another probably 3 or 4 hours, and then I took a nap for about an hour and a half till my daughter called and woke me up. And then I've been up for the rest of the day. So again, right back in front of the computer, because I'm so excited about it. Like, I know this project has the potential to change the atmosphere on women's lives, on people in general, like business professionals especially, really drilling down and diving in. And oh my gosh, you guys, I need y'all to send up some prayers for me, because if we position this just right, it's going to change the landscape of a whole lot of things for a whole lot of people, and I'm pumped about it. So that brings me to my message tonight, which was how the universe always delivers to me exactly what I need in just the right moment to keep me geeked up and keep me motivated. So this is our book for the week, 5-day weekend, right? And so I picked up my book and was like, girl, you haven't read in 3 days, which the whole point of this personal development journey and 30 books in 30 weeks was to make myself be disciplined to read every day. So I hadn't read in 3 days. So I picked up the book and I opened it up, and it starts talking about how there's just more than one way. And so specifically in the book, they're talking about there's more than one way to increase your revenue, to make money, that sort of thing. But I was thinking about it conceptually, and that concept applies across the board. It's like a life principle. There's more than one way. And like one of my mentors always tells me when we would talk about you know, my exit from corporate and going into entrepreneurship and all that kind of stuff, and I would say things like, oh, I can't afford that, I need to watch my money, blah 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 blah. His whole thing always is there's an endless supply of money. Money is not ever going to be your issue. Your issue is how you get to the money, and there's always more than one way. And so people, we get this tunnel vision about how do you get there, how do you get to whatever that goal is. So in this instance, we're talking about getting to the money. You know, if we're raised and told go to school, get an education, and then go get a job. We're not told go start a business. Like, we're not taught that. We're not taught all the different ways and all the different kinds of businesses, and there's as many different opportunities and modes of potential out there for absolutely everyone, and we would not be duplicated. And here's the thing, everybody's got, like, it takes everybody to make it all work. And so you can't have a world that is made up only of entrepreneurs. No, you need the people that are going to be there for you when you go to the hospital, and you need the people that are going to fix your car, and everybody has their place. But my point in sharing all this, hey Marvin, with y'all is there's more than one way. So if the way that you are going to the money is not making you happy, find another way. Like, that's just it. And that it sounds simple, but it's hard to execute on, because we're trained, like I said, this one way, but there's always more than one way. I was thinking about travel. So my whole thing when I started this year out was I wanted to travel more. And so even with that, you know, you find ways to have people pay for your travel. You find ways to, you know, for me, I schedule business in the cities that I'm going to travel to. And so a lot of times I'm actually paid to go there. So, and then there's times when you just decide you want to just pick up and take off. And, you know, that's where your 5-day weekend comes in. You are in control. The calendar says there's only 2 days in the weekend, but that's only one way. You can actually create a life that allows you to have, quote, quote, a 5-day weekend per se, where you're only working 2 days a week if that's what you want to do. And then, yeah, there'll be days like, for me, for the last 3 days, whatever, I've just been so enjoying what I'm doing, it doesn't even feel like work. So, like, I literally feel like I've already had 3 days of weekend, because what I'm doing is important to me. What I'm doing, I enjoy it. It's going to be great for my business, but more importantly, it's going to be great for my clients. And most of all, it's great for my soul, because it gives back to what I firmly believe in, that survival is a responsibility. So once you've been through some things, you have an obligation to reach back and help somebody else. You have an obligation to and that's why I said, for me, I just want to be the spark. I don't need to be all in your shine. I just need to be the spark. That's what I want to do. Be the spark, right? That's what this allows me to do. That's why it doesn't feel like I worked for 3 days straight. Now, I could tell you, if I was working for someone else, or doing tasks for myself that I don't like to do, Lord T, it would not feel like I had rest. It would not feel like I would be droning and draining and complaining, more likely than not, about the task ahead, because there are things even in my business that either I'm not really great at, so the things that I'm not proficient at, I tend to procrastinate about, and then it's crunch time, and now I'm freaking putting out fires that if I would have dealt with stuff. And so that's a character flaw within me, right? And that's one of the things that I talk to my clients about, is their habits. Like, what habits are you exhibiting that are making your life harder than it has to be? What habits do you have that are keeping you trapped in a 2-day weekend if you really want to live a 5-day weekend? There's more than one way to the money. There's more than one way to the happiness. There's more than one way to a successful relationship, for that matter. Again, we're taught that a relationship has to look a certain way. You got to do everything in a certain order and da. And if you're not doing it like they say, whoever the hell they is, then you're not doing it right, and therefore you shouldn't be happy at it. No, I disagree. If your life makes you happy, then you're living it right. Like, as long as you're not out there committing crimes against other people and doing things that's intentionally damaging someone else, but what you're doing makes you happy, don't ever apologize for that. Don't apologize for that. Because the people that are criticizing you about that are people that are too damn scared to get off the couch and do it themselves. That's a fact. That's a fact. Like, it's scary for a lot of people when they see someone else going after their dreams, like not being intimidated. They see somebody going after what they want and not being thrown off when everything doesn't go like it's supposed to. One of my good friends, she always says, you know, a lot of times when you're somebody who is really ambitious and really driven and really committed to your process, that people don't extend you grace. They don't extend you grace because you make it look too easy. Well, guess what? That's what having a 5-day weekend is all about. You should never have to see me struggle if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, because I know that there's more than one way. So if I find a way that's creating struggle for me, then I know that I need to tweak some things and I need to move some things around and I need to do some things different to release that pressure, so I'm not feeling stressed and I'm not struggling and I'm not doing all those things that lead to unhappiness, because my guiding light is my happiness. Like, I just freaking want to be happy, whatever that looks like for me. And sometimes for me, that's whatever it looks like in the moment. Sometimes it's a milkshake that makes me happy. Until I get on the scale, then it's not the milkshake anymore. The milkshake actually makes me really sad, but then I think the scale makes me sad. But you get the point. It's a constant moving process. Everything's a moving target. But the point of this all is there's more than one way. So if you're not finding the happiness that you want, if your life feels empty, you feel emotionally bankrupt, you don't feel like things are going the way you want them to, find a new way. And if you can't find a new way, create a new way. Because you don't have to do it like everyone else does. Your happy doesn't have to look like everybody says your happy has to look. Do it your way. Live life on Mars. My world, my life, my rules. That's what works for me. So y'all have a great night. I'm going to get back. So, go check out the new website. It's up. It's called ultimatepowercoaching.com. So go check that out. That's one of the things I've been working on, is some branding and stuff for the new business line. So check that out. I'm going to get back to work. Actually, I think I'm going to try and make myself shut it down for the night, because I really do need to give my eyes a break from the computer. But anyway, I hope y'all have an amazing night, and I promise, I'll be back tomorrow with another aha takeaway from this week 20 selection of the 5-day weekend for 30 books in 30 weeks. All right, guys, y'all have a great night. We'll catch y'all later. Thanks for living life on Mars.